So this guy builds a game for $17 million. Nobody plays it, and he somehow still sells it for $28 billion. So this is Stewart, and it's 2009, and he just sold Flickr to Yahoo for $22 million. So he's got cash, he's got credibility, and he's finally gonna build the game he's always dreamed of. So he's obsessed with this idea of a multiplayer game where people don't compete, they just hang out and they interact with each other. And he's tried it before in 2002 with a game called Neverending, and it completely failed. The concept was really weird, but he took one feature from that game, the photo sharing feature, and made it into Flickr. So now he's a millionaire and he's gonna make this idea work. So he raises money from top tier investors and he assembles his old Flickr team and they start building his vision. So the game is called Glitch. It's quirky, it's not violent, and it's very cooperative. They launch it in 2011, but it doesn't gain popularity at all. It has a tiny little community of people that love it and they spend hours playing it, but the vast majority of people quit within 5 minutes. And Stewart tries everything between new features, completely overhauled player experience, clever marketing, but nothing works. And in late 2012, Stewart is in his office and he's completely exhausted. He's burned through most of the cash that he had invested. But he realizes this is really not going to work and the game doesn't have product market fit. So in November 2012, he calls everybody together, about 40 people in the team, and he says to them, guys, we're shutting down the game. He explains what's going to happen next. They're going to refund all customers that purchased the game in the last year, and they're going to help everybody in the team find new jobs, and they're going to release all of the game's assets into public domain. But here's where things get really interesting. When they were developing Glitch, the game, the team had built an internal chat tool that they were using to communicate, and email wasn't really cutting it. They created something way better than email. It was real-time messaging, searchable history, file sharing, integrations with other tools. Their tool was ugly and it was a bunch of like messed up code, but it actually worked. And Stewart realized they were using this tool more than they were actually playing the game. After announcing that Glitch, the game, is dead, Stewart launches this feature into a new product. He pitches it as your team's communication all in one place, synced, searchable, and available wherever you go. And he says, I'm thinking of calling it Slack. We can come up with a better name later. So his investors are completely shocked. They just watched him burn $17 million on a game that failed, and now he wants to pivot yet again. One of his key investors says to him, keep the remaining money, build something new. I'm actually invested in you, not the game. So they do pivot. They have about $5 million left and a team of 8 people, and they spend 2013 building out the prototype. In August 2013, they announced Slack publicly. It launches in 2014, a couple of months later, and within the first week, 8,000 people sign up. 2 weeks in, 15,000 users are using it, and they make their first $1 million in literally just 2 weeks. 6 months later, they've raised $120 million at a $1 billion valuation. By 2019, Slack goes public with a $19 billion valuation on day one. And in 2021, Salesforce buys Slack for $27 billion. The main takeaway for me is to know when to call it quits on something that's not working and to reallocate your time and money into something that's actually going to work. What's your main takeaway?